Hi everybody, how you all doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing okay and still kind of warm outside, but not too bad outside. And it's going to be cooling off, so I'll be glad about that. But not glad when it gets too cold, but I'll be glad to have the heat gone. I'm going to be doing the pet peeve tag or challenge, or I don't know what you want to call it. People are calling it the pet peeve tag that Amy at Awaygirl started. She is a wonderful, lovely, sweet lady. And if you're not subscribed to her channel, you really need to go check her out. Her channel name is Awaygirl. I don't know how to do all that linking, or otherwise I would link her channel for you. But you really need to check her out. Now, I've been watching everybody's pet peeve videos and really enjoying them, and some of them are just having me laughing, and some of them I'm like, yeah, that's right, I understand that one. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give mine. I wrote down so I would remember them, but forget any. My first number one top pet peeve is when people smack when they eat. Now, I know a lot of people have been picking that one. Not talking about kids, although kids do it, but I teach them. Like, my kids did it, and they still occasionally do, and I have to remind them that we don't smack when we eat. You keep your mouth closed and you chew. I'm talking about grown adults that should know better smacking their food when they eat. That drives me insane. I cannot even sit at the table. I will have to get up and walk away as to not tell them, would you please close your mouth, because it drives me insane. That is, ever since I was a little girl, that has drove me crazy. I had an older brother who used to smack his food, and that drove me nuts. So that is my number one top pet peeve. And along those lines with eating is like when people slurp when they eat, like when eating soups or other things and they make slurping sounds. That drives me nuts. Or like crunching, but not like, sometimes you have your food in your mouth and it's something crunchy, but you have your mouth closed, you can't help, some things they make a crunching sound. But I'm talking about where I've had to tell my children, this one drives me nuts with them, and they don't do it as much anymore, but occasionally I catch them. They will take, like, say they're eating chips, instead of just putting a chip in their mouth, closing their mouth to chew, they put it between their teeth, and then that drives me nuts. That drives me crazy. I tell them, would you please stop that? Just put the chip in your mouth, close your mouth, and chew. So those are my eating pet peeves. Now the next one would be the grammar police. Those people who maybe you misspell a word, or maybe you don't say it in the exact right order to express. Maybe you have trouble exactly expressing, or you don't say it in the right order. They're like, oh, well, don't you mean this, or don't you mean that, or they have to correct how you spelled something. That drives me nuts. Okay, so I'm not perfect always in my spelling, or always in maybe how I say something. Like, that happens a lot, say maybe on Facebook, but even in person, with other people. That drives me crazy. You know what I meant, so why do you feel the need to have to correct how I said it? Or have to correct my spelling? You knew what I meant, so I didn't use the right there. I accidentally, in typing real quick, used the wrong one, or left out a letter. You knew what I meant, okay? We're not all perfect. And that would bring me to my next one, which would be know-it-alls. Those people who just know everything. Like, they, and by knowing everything, I mean, like, they act like they know everything, and their way is the only right way. Like there could maybe not possibly be two or more ways of doing something. No, their way of doing it is the only right way. And that drives me crazy. Now, I have a little OCD in things, on how I want things. But it's not because I feel it's the right way. It's just that's the way I need it done. Like, for me, it would be like, here, what my OCD is how the clothes are folded and put away in the drawer. Or when I wash dishes, how the dishes are put in the dish drainer. And when other people do it, I'm not saying that their way is not the right way. Like, if my kids were to help me fold clothes and put away, I'm not saying that their way is a wrong way. It just drives me and my OCD crazy. So I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the people who just know you say something about, oh, well, no, this is what it is, or that's what it is, or, they just know everything, or the ones who always have something, like if you say, like have to one up you on something, like you say, oh, well, I'm really not feeling well today, my back is hurting. Oh yeah, well my back and my legs are hurting, or my back and this and that is hurt. Like they have to one up you all the time. That drives me crazy. Okay, and then also this one, that when people ask for advice, but then everything you tell them to give them advice, they shoot it down. They find some excuse for it. It's like, okay, well then why are you asking me if you don't want to hear it? If you're just going to find some reason why you can't do it, then don't ask for my advice. Just, do it your way then, because I don't understand why you even asked in the first place. That drives me crazy. It's got a couple more here. And this one drives me nuts in the stores. First of all, in Walmart. I know you all know this one in Walmart. They have 30 to 35 cash registers and have 2 open. And lines halfway through the store. It's like, this is crazy. You have all these registers and you have 1 or 2 registers open and with lines backed up. That just drive. Why did you put all these registers in your store if you're not even going to use them? And then another one in Kathy at No Guts No Glory touched on this one yesterday, and she's awesome too. If you aren't subscribed to her channel, also you gotta do her. It's No Guts No Glory. I love her. She's great. But when you get in the 10 items or less line and you have a cart full of groceries. Now I can see, I don't say none if people might have 2 or 3 or even 15 items. But you have a cart full of groceries and you're going to the 10 items or less. Well, now everybody who's got short items is standing lined up behind you. Now that bothers me that people do that. But then what also bothers me is that the cashiers, I know in some stores they're not allowed to even tell them, sorry, you can't come to this register, it's 10 items or less. They have to take them if they come there. Or if they're not told in their store they have to take them, they just take them anyway. Now that drives me even more crazy than the people getting in the line, is that the stores allow it. That they don't tell them, no, you can't come to this line, this is the 10 items or less, you have to go to the other line. That drives me crazy. That drives me nuts. Okay, and then another one, I only got 2 more and these will be short ones. Another one is when people tailgate. If you don't like how slow I'm driving because I happen to want to drive the speed limit or just only a little bit over, not I want to speed, go around me. If you're not able to go around me, oh well, then you should have left a little earlier. But you get right up on my back end is not going to make me go any faster. If anything, I'm going to slow down. I know maybe it's the wrong thing to do to slow down and just tick them off even more, but that bothers me. Leave on time, because that's what I'm an on-time person. I'm actually an early person. I have to be at my doctor at 10 o'clock and it only really takes me 20 minutes to get there. I will still be leaving my house by 9:15 and get there early, because first of all, they may take me early, but just to be on time, because you don't know what you're going to come across on your way. You may come across an accident. You may come across construction. You don't know what you're going to come across that might slow you down and then end up making you late. So I always leave with plenty of time to get to where I need to be on time or early. So that bothers me when you tailgate. And that brings me to my last one about the on time early thing. Telling me something at the last minute. I cannot stand that, because as I said, I'm an on-time early person. I like to plan ahead of time. Don't tell me something the last minute and now I got to rush and try to figure out how to work this out to be there. And my kids' school is very good at this. I don't know other people's schools, if you deal with this. They are very good at telling you things last minute. And then you got to come up with, like, if it's something where the kids are going to need money, now you got to see if you got money in the budget to give them. And if not, you got to disappoint your kids by like, oh, well, now I'm sorry, we can't do this because we didn't know. Or they can't go to something because they told us about it at last minute. I'm going about that right now with my son's wanting to join the Boy Scouts at school. My daughter's in the Girl Scouts after school program. Now they're going to have a Boy Scout one. When they were there to hand out the forms, my son's in first grade. His class wasn't told that they needed to go to where these representatives were to get a form so that we had all the information about him going. So now it's supposed to be starting tomorrow, except for it's not going to be after school. It's going to be in the evening. The assistant principal's telling me it's going to be at 6 o'clock, but he's not sure where, if it's going to be there at the school or another location. But then as I was walking out of the school this morning after dropping them off, the front of the school, there's a big sign that says, join us at your local elementary school September 17th from 7 to 8 for Boy Scouts. Okay, local elementary school, that would be our children's school. And the sign says 7 to 8, the assistant principal's telling me 6 o'clock. So nobody knows nothing. Because he said even though I don't have the form, I could bring him that day and probably sign him up. So I could bring him tomorrow. But I don't even know what time to bring him, where to bring him, or anything. And now I'm going to have to find everything out last minute tomorrow when I go to the school, or try to after school today, or before or after in the morning after I drop him off, find out. I do not like that. Do not tell me things last minute. Tell me and give me plenty of time to be prepared, to get there early. You know, I cannot stand that. I'm sorry. I cannot stand that. I'm trying to think, do I have any other pet peeves? I'm sure I do. I'm sure there's others that I just could not think of right now to write down, because I was trying to write them down so I could remember them for this video. And I'll probably, after I get done with this video and post it, be like, oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that's my pet peeve too. Oh yeah, that drives me insane too. Yeah. But I know that's going to happen. But like Kathy and No Guts, No Glories, that maybe we need a Pet Peeves Part 2 to come out. So we'll see. But those are my pet peeves. And as I said, my number one pet peeve is the smacking when eating. Oh my goodness. That will drive me insane. And then even just hearing people eat drives me crazy. So that drives my husband too. So we actually, even though we're in the kitchen eating, we have to turn the TV on in the living room and turn it up so we can't hear anybody eating, like just even hear them eating, let alone the smack. Just if it's silent and you can actually hear people chewing and eating, that drives me insane. And that bothers my husband, that part too. So those are the things you know now about me. Know what some of my pet peeves are, some of the things that kind of drive me crazy. So I don't, like I said, I'm trying to think. I can't. Is there anything else? Oh, probably one thing too. One other thing I can think of right now that drives me a little crazy is when people are on their cell phones in line, or like around a bunch of people, like after school, we're outside, standing outside the door waiting to pick the kids up, and they're on their cell phone talking so loud. It's like, okay, I don't want to hear your conversation. I'm not interested in your conversation. So keep it over there. You know, I don't want to hear it. I don't care if you're talking on your phone, but could you talk at a reasonable tone? Why are you shouting and yelling and hollering and laughing so loud? And I don't want to hear all that. Keep your conversation to yourself, or text message, and nobody has to hear your conversation. But that's a pet peeve. It bothers me, but it doesn't bother me as much as some of these other things. But that one does bother me too. Is people standing in line or things like that, and they're talking so loud on their cell phones, like everybody wants to hear their conversation. So that one bothers me too. Let's see, what else does it bother me? Oh, another one that a few of you have touched on too is when you go out to a fast food, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, whatever, but you're getting it to go. Then a lot of you mentioned through the drive-through, when you order the food, you get home and the food is not done the right way you ordered it. That one drives me crazy, but it also drives me crazy when you go in and you're face to face with the cashier telling them, they supposedly repeat it back to you, So this then is messing up in the kitchen, and you get your food and it's not right. We have started a while ago, whether we go inside to order our food to go or we go through the drive-through, before we leave that restaurant, we open that bag and check to make sure we have everything and make sure it's all done the way we ordered it. So if not, then we can go right back in and say, hey, this is not what I ordered. So that one does drive me crazy too, like it did a lot of the rest of you out there. Let me see. I think that's for now. I think that's it for now. If I come up with something else and we do a pet peeves part 2, then hey, I will think of them and come back at them. But for now, that's it. And I've been really enjoying hearing everybody else's and watching everybody's videos, and I'm looking forward to those of you who haven't done your videos yet and seeing yours as well. And it's interesting to get to know everybody a little bit more and get to know a little bit more about everybody. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day and aren't bothered and interrupted too much by your things that are your pet peeves today. And I hope you enjoy this day, and I hope it's a beautiful day where you are, and I will talk to you all again soon. Bye.